Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today I've gotten a full night of sleep. Yesterday the archaeology deck, today the echo deck. This is the last new deck from this version of the extra credit mod. The echo deck is going to re-trigger all your cards. This is the same as having a red seal on all of your cards. This is the same as having Seltzer and Mime, so it's going to re-trigger all of your on-score effects like the Suit Jokers and Photograph and Idol. It's going to re-trigger all of your Held in Hand effects like Gold cards, Steel cards, Shoot the Moon, and also Raise Fist is technically a Held in Hand effect. The idea is if the extra re-triggers allow you to score more points, then the drawback is the scoring requirements are higher. The targets are higher. This is like the Plasma deck. Plasma deck has ×2 score requirements. There is a reason for why the formula is the way that it is. It's a little bit mathy, so I'm going to save it for the end. I'll give it to you after the kids have gone to sleep. Alright, let's jump in with the Echo deck. Okay, I can play jacks and threes as a full house. This is not normally a winning hand, but with the extra re-triggers, we also re-trigger the extra chips. A little bit extra chips, and that's how we can get a little bit extra points in Ante 1. So in Ante 1 we need 20% more than normal. Okay, could take Tribe ×2. Actually we can't take it, we can't afford it. We could try Yin Yang. Gives us a tarot card if our hands and discards are exactly equal at the end of the round. I think the tarot cards, that's a good way to get re-triggerable effects. And so this question about the Echo deck is, okay, of course you get the reward, you can re-trigger stuff. How do you get the things to re-trigger? So one way to do that is you get jokers, but there's not infinitely many jokers that give you re-triggerable effects. So maybe another way to get re-triggerable effects is to get tarot cards, enhanced cards, bonus cards, mult cards, lucky cards, gold cards, steel cards, that sort of thing. And so this was kind of my idea behind the Echo deck, is to make those enhancements, make those tarot cards matter more. And if you're going to re-trigger all the cards, then you get rewarded more if you play 5-card hands. If you play more cards, you get more triggers, right? So maybe this tarot card generator, we get the enhancements. Let's try that. So hands and discards exactly equal. First I have to find a hand that wins. I can go one more time for diamonds. I could go diamonds or the straight. Okay, I can play the diamonds as a flush. I could play the full house here. All of my cards are going to be re-triggered. So the full house and the flush, they both have the 4 mult. But which one has more chips? If I play the flush compared to if I re-trigger the 2s, I think the flush is actually worth more points. The question is it enough points? Is it going to get me to 540? Maybe. And if it does, what I want to do is I want to have 0 hands, so that I can get my tarot card. So let's do that. So I spent 2 extra hands. I threw away 2 hands. Oh. Yeah. I just messed up the math a little bit there. Well, I didn't even try to do the math a little bit there. But basically the idea is if you re-trigger all of the chips on all the cards, you get about 40% more points. So what would normally be a 300-point flush, 40% more, maybe. Not quite 500. Bummer. Let's try again. If I had known that, I would have just played the flush, right? We could get diamonds here. Okay, so this diamonds flush is not normally a winning flush, but with the extra chips, should be. Okay, so they're 370. Okay. We could... You know, here's one that I don't ever do. Ambrosia. So Ambrosia, when you skip, it fills your consumable slots with spectral cards. If you sell a spectral card, the Ambrosia goes away. But if you use the spectral card, then you can keep getting more from the ambrosia. So do we want to skip for a boss reroll that does nothing? Sure, why not? Let's try it. Do I need halvesies? I don't know. Let's find out. We could get an ectoplasm. We could get hex. I mean, those are things I want to do. I don't necessarily want to use it on halvesies, and I don't necessarily want to use it on ambrosia, because ambrosia I think I'm not going to use forever. I could sell. This is very awkward. I guess I could use ectoplasm then hex. This is the worst. I think this is the worst possible hits. Alright. Do we want halvesies? So halvesies maybe allows me to win in one hand. And so maybe that saves me money. Like I have to pay the rental fee, but maybe overall it saves me money. Let's try to get another king here. Bummer. So retrigger the extra chips and then plus 20 molts. I'll pay the rental fee, it's fine. Okay. Fortune teller, abstract joker as a perishable. These are not the kind of things that I want to hex. I do want abstract joker. Maybe let's do this. Let's go fortune teller, we can hex. And I don't need ectoplasm. There we go. Okay. I can play a straight. Yeah, two questions on the Echo deck. One, what is the correct formula for how fast we are able to scale on the Echo deck? And then also, how easy is it to get retriggerable effects? I want to take Golden Joker. I would have to sell the Fortune Teller for the Golden Joker. That's probably worth it. Bummer. Let's get clubs. Sorry, what's the boss? -1 hand size. Okay. There we go. That doesn't win. It's only +6 molt. Another flush. So I could try to go diamonds. One more time, diamonds. Maybe no diamonds. This is not very many chips for us to retrigger, but it is going to be just enough. Okay, mail-in rebate's cool. Mail-in rebate makes my abstract joker better. Maybe star. Here's something that I noticed about the Echo deck is you get rewarded for playing 5-card hands, right? If you can play more cards to retrigger. So maybe we take the star. Go next. Try to do flushes. We got rebate on 10s. I think what I want to do, let's go ahead and use the star while we have it available. We can play 1 flush and then dig for 10s. Okay. I could do probably a 2-pair situation since I have the extra molt from the abstract joker. I think I'm going to save my discards for 10s. So here we can play a pair of 5s, which we know doesn't win. Okay. And then the pair of, or sorry, 3 jacks. So we only got the $5 one time. Sucks. Okay. Priestess, telescope. Telescope is flushes, which is something that I do want to do. I need 5,000 points. Maybe what I need is the Arcana pack so I could get something to retrigger. Emperor seems like what I want. Maybe twos, we can hang them and then use an Emperor. Fool for another Emperor. I could use the Moon to make my hearts or spades into clubs. Maybe. So hearts and spades into clubs. I could do it right now. I could use the Moon to make a flush house. I could use the Fool for another Emperor. I could make a stone card. Let's start with the clubs as a flush. I don't think I'm gonna make the stone card, though. Stone card retriggered is pretty good with Abstract Joker. Maybe I end up making the stone card in case of emergency. I can make a stone king. I can discard the ace and try to draw more clubs. I can try to draw more diamonds. Okay. So how about play this hand. Try to get another ace. Did not get the ace. Maybe let's stone the 6 now and use the Emperor. Hierophant on my diamonds. I can make a 2 into a gold card. Let's give this a try. Now we're retriggering the bonus cards, so we should be able to score way more points. Well, enough more points, I guess. Okay. 3 4s on a stone. And that gold card is worth $6. So all of a sudden now we're cooking. Now we're in the kitchen. I can get a Jupiter card from a Celestial pack. I can go Arcana first. You can take $20. Could get Emperor and try to get some more enhancements. We go Hermit. Okay. Sorry, what's this boss? This boss is face down cards. Okay. Starfruit. I can use that to level up my flushes. First played hand has a chance to level up, so it's like a spaceman, but only applies to the first hand each round. It's a food joker. Rubber Ducky. When you play cards, those cards lose chips, and then Rubber Ducky steals the chips. On one hand, because of the retriggers, this will happen twice per card. Every card will lose 6 chips. The issue with that is then the cards don't get to retrigger their chips. So I think maybe Rubber Ducky you want sometimes on the Echo deck. I think maybe as an Eternal Rental, I probably don't want that. One more round on Abstract Joker. Once Abstract Joker's gone, we're probably cooked. I would describe us as cooked after that point. Do we want to take a gift card? Is it worth the rental fee? Maybe not. Strength. Let's turn some queens into kings. So I can discard these kings. I can try to get clubs. Okay. I can play this flush. I wanted to use strength on the queen, turn it into a king. But I need the flush. I need to play the flush so I can get the level up from the Starfruit. I could discard these kings. Could play the 4 of a kind. I could go for the flush. I like the idea of going for the flush. I want to try to draw my gold card. There's the queens, which don't get to become kings anymore, but I could do it now. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, try to get diamonds. So we got the bonus card. If I draw the gold card, it's worth $6. Okay. The bonus card should give us enough chips. Barely. Alright, now we're cooked. Okay. Ooh, could get the Hoarder. This gains sell value whenever we gain money. Well, we gotta go Buffoon Pack first. I could take a yellow card, I could take Glutinous Joker. Glutinous Joker, that gives me something that I can retrigger. Gloves, I think that's worth... If this were plus 30 molt, is that worth the rental fee? Probably. We can take the Hoarder. Maybe Neptune is not what we're trying to do. Could take a Hologram. Maybe Hologram instead of the Hoarder. Okay. Arcana. Okay, we have Death, we have Emperor. I could use Death to make more clubs. I could make more bonus cards. I could just get some more tarot cards, try to get more enhancements. Use a Fool, try to get more enhancements. Reroll or nah? I think we're good. Face down cards. Okay, so first we sort by suit. Alright, this is tough because I don't know. These could be hearts, could be spades. Strength. Okay. Rebate on 4s. So Emperor gives me a wheel. I can get a chariot. So I shouldn't have done that. Starfruit only levels up your first hand. Maybe it's fine. I could discard the 4 for the money. I can make this face down card into steel. That looked like clubs. Where is it? Queen of clubs. Alright, so we got steel plus Glutinous Joker. Alright. The struggle times are over. For now. Alright. Celestial Pack, give me Jupiter. Do I want Crafty Joker instead of Golden? Or are we chilling? I think as long as I could get 2 flushes, I'm going to say we're chilling. I'm going to say we're fine. I'm going to take a Blue Seal or Clubs. I'm going to take the Blue Seal. That's also retriggerable. Fist, that's retriggerable. Onyx Agate instead of Glutinous or in addition to Glutinous. Maybe I don't need the Starfruit for the level up. Onyx Agate. I know it's perishable, but we can find a replacement. Don't worry about it. Okay. So rebate on 5s. Okay. And play the clubs. Starfruit has 2 more rounds. Oh yeah. Now it's heating up. Now we're cooking. Okay. Hallucination's cool as a foil. Cool. Maybe Hallucination instead of Golden Joker. Golden Joker probably I end up selling it in the next 2 or 3 rounds anyway, because I need to get more points later. So might as well swap it out now. I need more tarot cards for enhancements. I could take a glass card and turn it into gloves. Also, it's a gold seal I can retrigger. Okay. Chariot. Sounds good. So I'm not sure how I want to use my strength. Maybe I save the strength. And maybe what I want to do with my strength is try to get face cards for Photograph, since Photograph is a common Joker. I can use the Moon here on some face cards and maybe an Ace. Rebate on 8s. Could take Seltzer. I don't have room for Seltzer. So one more. All gold cards are also steel cards. Steel cards are also gold cards. That's powerful. But well, it is perishable. How badly do I need this star fruit? It's only 1 in 2 chance. Let's do the move. Alright. I'm gonna go try to get some clubs. Rebate on 8s. Okay. There's my 6. I could play the 6 on its own. Just for the money. Ow. Oh well. Rebate on 8s. Okay, I have a 7 that I can discard. I could go 7 and 10. Discard the 8. Okay. So if I play this flush, the steel card counts as gold, and the blue seal triggers twice. Cool. Jupiter card, sure. Photograph as a perishable. I think I'm not going to take photograph as a perishable because I want to be able to get one later. So let's go make a celestial. Jupiter, yes. Maybe Earth. Maybe some 5-card hand. Boss. Arts are debuffed. Alright. Take a red seal, which we can retrigger. Saturn. Nope. Arrowhead. Too late for spades. Golden ticket. My steel cards count as gold cards. I could take the golden ticket and then retrigger that money. I could probably replace hallucination with a golden ticket. I think I keep the steel cards in hand for the points. So let's just go next. 3 more rounds. Onyx agate. Okay, rebate on 5s. Okay. I can try to get more 5s. I have 2 5s left, not counting the debuffed one. Nah. Alright, give me clubs. One more time, clubs. Okay. If I play this flush, does this flush win? It does because the gold card counts as steel. Got it. Yeah, if I get another club here, then I can keep the steel card and get $6. If I play it, I lose $6. Oh well. Again. Nice. Okay. Jupiter, sure. We can open a celestial pack for the hallucination. Telescope gives us Jupiter. Arcana, sure. Empress, Hermit. So I can use Empress on the clubs. I can use Hermit for the money. Boss says decrease level of poker hand. Okay. Could take business card. That's retriggerable. Maybe business card instead of hallucination. That makes sense. Fool for a Jupiter is good enough. You could save the Fool and try to get a death card, but I have a blue seal, so I might not have room to hold on to the Fool. Go next. Rebate on 10s. Okay, so I can play this flush just for the jack. Okay, I can discard the 10. Okay, I can play the pair of kings for the business card. Cool. There's a flush. 2 gold cards in hand. That's 12 bucks. Yeah, the thing about the Echo deck is not just, oh, of course, if you have steel cards, if you have glass cards, the retriggers are going to score you more points. That's not the only thing. It's also any of these money generators, let's say business card or, what is it? The reserve parking or gold cards or gold seals, your money is going to be retriggered. Not just your scoring retriggered, but your money's retriggered. And if your money is retriggered, then you can leverage that money into getting better stuff. Getting more stuff, which you can then retrigger later. So it does have this kind of very aggressive scaling, even though the early game is pretty tough on the Echo deck, or at least it is on the gold stake. All right. One more round Onyx Agate. Decrease level of poker hand. So Tuxedo retriggers, but it changes suits. Could take Fibonacci. That's retriggerable. I have 4 8s of clubs. I have aces. Maybe now is the time to swap the Onyx Agate. Take Fibonacci. It's not going to be as strong, but we can make it work. Alice says ×2 mult if hand contains an odd and an even card. Okay, that's a ×2 mult. I think I could do that. I think I can do odds and evens, though of course face cards make it harder. I'm gonna keep Alloy. I'm gonna get rid of the business card. Okay. Erosion Empress. Empress I can retrigger. Let's go next. Rebate on 2s. So pretty sure this is a winning hand right here if I want. Get rid of the 9. We got the gold card. Let's ship it. Fibonacci. There we go. Card Shark as a ×3. Yes, but it's perishable. I think I'm going to keep Alloy. Alloy is making my 1 gold card into a steel card, which is pretty nice. Alright, hologram, we can pick up another blue seal. Instead of clubs, we pick up a blue seal, which we can retrigger. Tuxedo again. Is that the 4th tuxedo? Get out of here, man. Alright, bus, drunkard, nope. Strength, I can try to make more Fibonacci cards. Okay. So rebate on 4s. I could make 4s with strength and get 10 bucks. Is that sacrificing my long-term stability? I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Yeah, discard another 4. So I can turn... I could get a photograph later, so maybe I don't want to get rid of the face cards. Maybe strength the 10 and the 9, maybe. There we go. Alright, the red seal ace is great with Fibonacci. Okay. Interesting. Okay, of course, there we got the 400,000 points, but that's because we have a ×2 and we have a ×2.5. We would, even if we weren't on the Echo deck, even if we didn't have the retriggers, we would be able to win here very easily. But the difference that the 1 steel card makes, so normally ×1.5, and then if we retrigger it, it's another ×1.5. So maybe we would have scored maybe 250,000 instead of 400,000 there. Actually, maybe 200,000 because we wouldn't have the retriggers on the Fibonacci if we weren't playing on the Echo deck. So I think ante 5 or 6 is like just about where the Echo deck provides a ×2 score on average. And then when you get to ante 8, it's closer to like a ×3 or like a ×4. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Like, I said this before that, of course, if you have glass cards and you have steel cards and you have photograph, then you're going to score a lot of points with the extra retriggers, but it could be difficult to find all of those game pieces. On a typical gold stake run, usually I don't have that many enhanced cards, though polychrome is, of course, very relevant. Purple seal we could use to get more tarot cards, but blue seal is retriggerable. Could go back in time. If I'm going to play flushes, if I'm going to play just one hand, maybe going back in time makes sense. I don't have to do it right now, but something to consider. Alloy's done. I'm going to sell alloy. We could get another one. And go one more. Rebid on 2s. So let's make the bonus cards. I'm pretty sure this wins. Regardless of how many extra points you actually get, it is very satisfying to just see the again. Alright, Hierophant, Celestial Pack. Rebate on 3s. Could take a Red Seal 7. Could take a Lucky 2. Lucky 2 I think is Fibonacci compatible. Let's do that. Okay. Rebate on 3s. Polychrome Queen. I keep it because it's steel. I could discard this 3. I could play high card first and try to draw another 3. Nah, it's okay. Punished. Alright, I do need clubs now. Bows. Okay. I can do Hierophant on the 8 and the 5. I could play this. Let's try to get blue seal or gold card. And then ship it. And this boss, face down cards. Okay. Jupiter. Jupiter again. I do want to go back in time. We can one-shot. Could take Stock and Buskin and retrigger the face cards. That's not Fibonacci compatible, but it is compatible with the photograph. I think I'm not going to take this. I think for the current build that I have right now, I'm not going to take it. I could make a glass face card, and that would be very strong. I mean, I'm still going to make a glass card, but it doesn't need to be a face card. Oh, I meant to not take it. Oh, well. Now we're stuck with it. Probably Alice is going to go at some point. Rebate on 9s. Oh, I could use Sock and Buskin to retrigger the Polychrome card. That makes sense. Alright, rebate on 9s. Okay. I have a winning hand. I can make a glass king. I could also make a glass red seal. The 2 blue seals usually don't matter, but since we have the crystal ball, we get extra. Okay. All right. Jupiter, sure. Card Shark, Buffoon Pack. We get a photograph instead of Alice. Goodbye. Goodbye, Queen. Okay, could make lucky cards, could make wild cards. We could go lucky 8 and I guess a 6. I guess. This boss, 0 discards. That's stinky, but probably survivable. Okay. Try to get the clubs. One, two, three, four. I gotta play this one. Photograph. Ship it. Okay. I need to watch my telescope. I'm playing high card a lot to do the mail-in rebate. Hologram is a 2.75. Could take another glass card. I think I'm gonna take a steel card instead. Rebate on 8. Okay. So I think I'm gonna throw this steel card away, and I think I'm gonna throw the gold card away. What I don't want to happen is I don't want to miss the flush, and I don't feel super confident in my clubs necessarily. Alright. I can hold on to the 1 blue seal. That's safe. Okay, now we're fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chip it. Right now, Sock and Buskin is doing only the photograph, but that's okay. Sun could turn spades into hearts, I guess. Boss says no discards. I could take it just to be safe, just like in case of emergency. Could take another steel card for the hologram. Overstock gives me the world. Maybe I should take the world instead of the sun. I can turn diamonds into spades, maybe. Fool gives me Jupiter, or we can do some lucky cards to do a gold card. I can turn the blue seal into gold. Let's... we don't need the world, probably. Alright, all we gotta do... diamonds and spades. I could play a flush right now. I could try to dig for my blue seals. I'll just do the safe play. Just get me out of here. We only have 1 Fibonacci card, just a 2. Okay, Alloy's back. I can turn my steel cards into gold cards. I think is worse than the photograph. I think we're pretty much locked in, Joker-wise. Bummer. Glass 6. That's huge. Boss says serpent. Okay. Rebate on Jack if I discard it. I think I'm gonna keep it for the blue seal. 1. Play these. Chip it. We get the extra planet cards because we have the crystal ball. Okay. Hey, we could get a lucky 7. We don't have a lot of 7s. Bummer. Could take the cat. Bartolomeo, we don't have enough lucky cards. Yep, I said it before. My jokers are locked in. 3.5 on the hologram. I could turn some diamonds into spades. I could spin the wheel. I could make a steel card. Okay. I could take a queen of spades. For the hologram. I could do diamonds as a flush instead of clubs. Maybe? Rebate on jacks? If I draw one more diamond, I get a Jupiter card. One more diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And we got the blue gold card. Okay. Magician, sure. Okay, I can make a red steel card. I can make some lucky cards. Red steel, nice. Red steel also good with the photograph. I can make a glass king. Go next. Alright, rebate on 6s. Let's discard the 6. Let's play the 5. Play the 9. I have a 6 that I can discard. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Retrigger the lucky card. And we got a bunch of Fibonacci cards. That's the thing that's kind of important to keep in mind about the xMult from like photograph or glass cards. You need a high enough base mult. And of course our base mult is insane right now because we have the blue seals, which are getting retriggered by the held in hand retrigger, just like the mime does. Fibonacci helps with that. If you have a low level flush and your flush is only base mult 15 or something like that, Fibonacci being able to add plus 20 or plus 30 mult before you get your ×2 is like a pretty strong combination. Alright, boss says random joker disabled. We could get a gold 5. Mega Spectral Pack. Mega Spectral Pack can be a source of enhanced cards. If you get Grim or Familiar or what's the other one? Grim, Familiar. Where is it? Incantation. 4 enhanced cards. Anyway, here we can use Cryptid. We can copy the blue seal. We can copy glass cards. Maybe glass cards, maybe steel cards. We could make it enhanced first. And then get some foil cards. Not technically enhanced. Usually enhancements that refers to tarot cards. Foil, that's what I meant. Go next. So I am gonna go for clubs, rebate on 5s. Rebate on 5s. Okay. Ooh, this 5, if I keep it, is worth $6. But I need to find my clubs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could play glass if we want. We don't really need to. We can play this face card. Playing the red seal with the photograph is better than keeping it. Yeah. Chip it. I mean, it doesn't matter either way. We haven't found a moon card. I would like to turn my polychrome into clubs at any point. We got the crunch. Okay. Maybe a moon card. Hologram, we can pick up a glass king with a gold seal that we can retrigger. Okay, I could use the moon right now. I could save it. I could turn the hearts. Maybe turn the stone with a death card. Sure. Okay. Rebate on 10s. Okay. I'm gonna discard the 6 because I know I have the moon. I can keep the 10 for the seal. I can play the pair of 4s for the lucky card. Okay. Rebate on 10s. I should throw away the queen. Okay, I don't need to use the moon. I can just play these. Tip it. Cool. All right. Empress, sure. One last card for the hologram. We could take Queen of Clubs. Buffoon pack. Nothing worth replacing the photograph with. Lovers, maybe. 20 bucks. Emperor. I don't know, maybe. Maybe Empress doesn't matter that much. Strength, seems like it's not going to be important. Accretion disc. Go next. Alright, what joker's disabled? We lose Fibonacci. Bummer. No face cards here, that's kind of funny. Steel, I guess I could discard. Oh, you know what? We can do moon. We could use strength. We could make a gold card. We could just ship it. That's it. Oh, maybe I put the 6 in there. There you go. Okay. I mean, that ended up being a pretty easy run. Well, the early game was a little bit rough, but we got to the end. I think around ante 5 or 6. Once we had the right jokers, then the run became easy. So early game, difficult. Wrong jokers, difficult early game. But then once you get the right jokers, then it's fine. And that's kind of the feeling on the plasma deck as well, where the plasma deck, you want to get the early chips jokers. If you get the bull or the stuntman, then you're going to have an easy-ish win. If you get the blue joker or the runner, you're going to have an okay-ish win. Those are the chips jokers they won in the early game. And it's kind of the same thing on the Echo deck. You want to have some kind of retriggerable effect, like the suit jokers are probably the best and also the easiest to get. You could also, like I said, retrigger raise fist. You could retrigger shoot the moon. Shoot the moon plus 13 molt for each queen held in hand. Also common jokers. Important to keep in mind the common jokers. What kind of effects I can retrigger from the common jokers, like business card, Steven, Todd, scary face. The question is, are there enough options? Yeah, and then if I get those, does that make me too powerful? Is this scaling? Is this aggressive enough? Other kinds of retriggerable effects. Don't forget about all of the enhancements, right? Steel cards and glass cards, but also molt cards and lucky cards and bonus cards. How easy is it to get the bonus cards and the molt cards? And how strong are they once I get them? Here's something that I'm kind of curious about with the Echo deck is Normally when I am playing on Gold Stake, I don't normally play 5-card hands. I very rarely play flushes. So does the extra money from lucky cards and gold cards and rebate you can't retrigger, but you know, some other retriggerable money jokers, does the retriggering of the money give me more resources? Does it give me enough resources where I can play 5-card hands more consistently, right? I get more tarot cards from more money. I get more money to get better jokers or more synergistic jokers. So not just does the retriggers, of course this rewards you for playing the 5-card hand, but does this enable us to play a 5-card hand? That's a question. Here's how I came up with this formula for like the increase in blind size. So if you compare this to the plasma deck has the ×2, right? And you might think, okay, well, we think about the plasma deck in the super long end game where if I have 1,000,000 chips and only 100 molt, then the 1,000,000 chips gets turned into 500,000 molt. And so it's basically the same as the chips times itself. It's squared. All your scores are squared in the end game. In the situation where you have way more chips than molt, or more likely we have way more molt than chips if you have these idle and barren and super high scoring builds. If you have 1 billion molt, that gets multiplied by 500 million chips. But in the short game, in just like the 8 ante situation, this isn't really how the calculation works. It doesn't really square your scores. And so the example that I give is if you have, let's say, 300 chips and 100 molt, so 300 and 100, then let's say you have 1 glass card and 1 steel card. So 100 molt times 3 is 300 molt. And then 300 and 300, if you balance it, it's already balanced. Your score doesn't actually go up. And so when you have a low amount of xMult or like retriggers or stuff like that, then the balancing doesn't actually increase your score very much. The balancing increases your score when it's really lopsided. When you have, let's say, 5 or 6 xMult effects. When you have 2 xMult effects being retriggered 3 times each, right? In comparison to if I have the Echo deck, if I have the 1 glass card is a ×2, and if you retrigger it, that is an honest ×2 again. ×2 and then ×2 again. Compared to the plasma deck, it's a little bit fuzzier. And so I think in most maybe gold stake situations, you're going to get to the end game, and in the end game you have maybe 1 glass card per hand and maybe 1 steel card per hand. 1 glass and 1 steel. Obviously we have multiple glass cards in the deck, but we were only able to draw 1 glass card at a time. We have multiple steel cards in the deck, but we're only able to hold on to 1 steel card at a time because it's difficult to hold on to multiple steel cards because you have to dig to find whatever your winning hand is. So for 1 glass card and 1 steel card, an extra retrigger is an extra ×3. And so that's kind of how I think about the Echo deck, is the end game is roughly you score 3 times as much. And sometimes it's more than that if you have access to more resources. And so like this particular run, we got pretty good jokers, good synergistic jokers, and then we were able to leverage that into more resources to build an even better deck, an even stronger deck. So I'm not sure if this formula is correct, but it's definitely better than the flat ×2. The early game was too hard when it was ×2, so we made the early game easier, and the end game was way too easy when it was ×2, so we made the end game harder. This 20% per blind, so increasing by 0.2 per ante. When you get to ante 8, this ends up being 2.6. 2.6 instead of 2 times. Maybe that could be even more aggressive. Part of the reason why it's 1.2 instead of 1.25 or 1.3 or something like that is because the numbers end up being pretty ugly. You know, the blind sizes are not necessarily easily divisible because here's the base numbers, and right here ante 3 is 3200 or something like that. The big blind is always times 1.5, so big blind is always half. So half of 200 is 100, and then the 100 is not divisible by 3 necessarily, or if you multiply it by 0.25, then you get some numbers that are not, sometimes not whole numbers, sometimes numbers that don't end in 0, not multiple of 10 or whatever. Anyway, I think that's another thing that we're trying to figure out on the Echo deck is how do we make the numbers not ugly? All right, take care everyone.